Hi Capricorn, Trishna here. Welcome to your December 2019 general reading. So what I'm feeling for you is I feel like you're doing all right. You're doing okay. I feel like for the most part, you're feeling fine. I feel like you're really settling into your life or settling into something right now, settling down in some way. And if you're not doing that, then you are preparing to settle down in the near future because you know that something is going to change and you're getting ready for that change. So, for example, if you started a job maybe 6 months ago, now you have the routine, now you're comfortable, now you've learned what you need to learn, and you're settling into your job and your role, and you have things very much under control. It's very comfortable. Or you you may know that a job is coming up or that you're about to start a new job and you know what the schedule is going to look like. So you're preparing mentally or preparing even with your planning to get ready to settle down into that new job. So you're either already settling into your current circumstances or you're preparing to have to settle in to a new set of circumstances that are just around the corner. And I feel like December is going to be a month where you are kind of stagnant. You're basically frozen in place. Your life is frozen the way that it is. So however your life is right now, I feel like not a lot is going to change in your life during this month, during December. I feel like however it is right now is basically how it's going to stay. There may be some superficial changes, but those changes are going to be very temporary, very fleeting, and they're not really deep changes that are happening. So for example, maybe if you are in the dating game right now but you're not really with anybody serious, but you're interested in somebody specific and you've been seeing them more exclusively and they've been seeing you more exclusively, but you haven't really officially become exclusive during this month, that's really not going to change. You may go on some dates and they may say some things that make you think that they want to be exclusive, but they'll be fleeting, and the actual exclusivity that you're wanting is not going to happen this month. Your circumstance is relatively going to stay the same as how it currently is throughout the month. So you're kind of frozen in time in a way. But the thing that you need to hear about that is the guidance that you need to hear is this doesn't mean that the universe has forgotten about you. This doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong. This doesn't mean that things aren't going to change in the future. This doesn't mean that you should give up. The universe has not given up on you. It has not forgotten about you. If anything, it is focusing more on you than on anybody else. It is focusing more on you than on anybody else. It is giving you all of the attention. So you need to really understand that just because things are staying stagnant, staying still, staying frozen on the surface doesn't mean that there isn't a lot of work that the universe is doing right now, planning your future and putting things in perfect alignment just for you to have a happy future going forward. And the other thing that you really need to know that ties into this is that whatever you want, if there's something that you want to be different, if there's something that you have been hoping for, I feel like it's going to materialize. I feel like it's going to happen, and I feel like it's probably going to happen by the end of January. So hold on for December and January, because I think by the end of January you're going to get results. You're going to start seeing that things are going in the direction that you've been wanting them to go in. And so whatever it is that you want, I feel like you have a certain vision of how you want it to go in whatever area of life this applies to for you. You have a certain vision of how you want it to be, who you want it to be with, where you want it to be, however this applies to you again. And you either have a vision for it or your intuition's been telling you something, or you have feelings of how you want something to be and you're hoping that it'll be that way. So whatever that vision is, whatever that feeling is, whatever your intuition is telling you, that is the version that I feel you're going to get. That is or very, very close to it. So by the end of January, you will see for yourself that this was not a period of stagnation, truly. It only appeared that way. But so much was going on beneath the surface. The universe was doing so much for you behind the scenes that you simply couldn't see. And it's all going to happen to your vision by the end of January. Everything is going to be fine, Capricorn. Everything's going to work out fine. And that's something else that you really need to know. Okay, so if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I am not a tarot card reader, but I did go ahead and decide to buy a deck of tarot cards, finally. So I pulled a few cards for you. I've been pulling 3 cards for most of the signs, but 4 actually fell out for you, so we're going to read all 4. I read them intuitively, so just so you know. So the first card that you got was the the 7 of Cups. You then got the Death card, followed by the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Swords, or Swords. Okay, So the Seven of Cups, what that tells me is that you're about to come into a lot of options, a lot of abundance, a lot of affluence, a lot of different options for you to pick from. And I feel like it's really important that you pick the right one, because when there's a lot of options that are available to us, all of them with their shininess and their colors and their whatever like draws us into them, the affluence and the abundance, it can be really easy to get lost, it can be really easy to get confused, and it can especially be really easy to pick the wrong option. And even though the options may all look good on the surface, you don't really know if one of them is going to be something that bites you in the butt. So I don't feel like anything's going to bite you in the butt. But I do really think that it's important that you pick the right option of the many that are about to become available to you. Like I was saying before, the universe is working overtime to bring to you so many different opportunities, to bring to you the vision that you want. And it's really doing that. And so when they show up, there's going to be a lot of them. And, you know, like I was saying before, you can't really pick one that bites you in the butt in this situation, but you do want to pick the right one. So how do you pick the right one? The way to do that is to remember your vision. Remember what it is that you truly want, what it is that you have been imagining for a while now that you want, and make sure that when that shows up, that's the one that you pick. Don't pick the other ones. Don't let anything else distract you. You know what you want. You know what's in your heart. You know what your intuition's been telling you. You know what you've been seeing in your mind, and you know what you've been hoping for and pining for and longing for. And when it shows up, that's the one that you want. That is the universe handing you exactly what you asked for. So take exactly what you asked for. Don't get distracted by all the other shiny objects, okay? So that's how you pick the right thing. Remember what your vision is. Remember what you've been wanting, what you've been hoping for, because it's going to come, and that's the one that you want. Now, the Death card represents what I feel. Like, what I feel from the Death card for you is like maybe the Death card is what happened, and that is what has created your stagnant situation. So maybe something happened, something ended, there was something that was finalized or became complete, something that maybe went away, and that is why you're currently in this situation where you're very stagnant, and that's going to be what lasts through December. Now, the thing about the Death card is it walks in feeling like it's victorious. It has this flag raising high, like it won something and the job is done, and it's the one that gets the last say. But with death comes rebirth. With death or the ending of something comes something new, a new beginning. And I feel like that is definitely the case for you, Capricorn. Something may have seemed like it was coming to an end, but I feel like there's going to be a new phase, a new rebirth, and I feel like it's going to be with the same situation. So sometimes the death can be the ending of something old, and something brand new is what comes in, something completely different. But I feel like for you, it may be the ending of like maybe a bad phase of something, and now you're going to begin with the same situation or the same people or the same person, but it's going to be better. It's going to be so much better, significantly better. So it's something new, but it is a continuation of something that you've already had. So you're not starting over, you're continuing something at a higher level. So that's what I feel for that. So that's a good card for you. It may not have felt good before, it may not feel good now, but I feel like it's going to lead to better things for you. The next card is the Queen of Wands, and I feel like this kind of represents your energy and where you're at right now. So with the Queen of Wands, I feel like you are being both stern and also very lovingly compassionate, and that's kind of the energy that you are holding within yourself. I don't feel like you're necessarily projecting that to other people, but I feel like it is the energy that you are currently embodying in some form or fashion. I feel like on the outside you seem like a big grizzly bear, but on the inside you're like that really loving, soft teddy bear. And I also feel like the people who really know you, they understand that. They know that your exterior tough side is not really who you are on the inside. And so while some people who don't really know you might feel hesitant to really approach you or to open up to you or to try to make amends with you or something like that, those who are really close to you don't feel that way. They know who you are on the inside, and they won't hesitate to work with you and reach out to you whenever they want to get reacquainted or something like that. So you don't need to worry about scaring people off who you would like to not scare off. So I feel like that's probably the message that you needed to hear there. And the final card is the Queen of Swords. So just a reminder again that I'm reading these intuitively. I know that what I'm interpreting this card to be is not what it is by the book. Most likely I have a general idea of what many of the cards mean, but I really want to read it intuitively because I feel like this all is coming together with the intuitive part that I already did at the beginning of this video. So with the Queen of Swords, basically, I feel like you are in a situation where I think you would like to maybe call the shots, or if a situation came around again, you would want to call the shots, or you feel like you need to call the shots, or you feel like you need to be holding back or reserved or very cautious, but you don't feel like you are in a position where you could call the shots. Like, that's just not you, that's not your personality, that's not you. Maybe you want to be able to do that, but you know that in reality you can't actually execute on that, that you might just crumble and be this like jumbly emotional mess when the situation actually shows up at your doorstep. So I feel like you maybe want to be somebody who calls the shots and is like very very logical about things and very like what's fair, that kind of thing, but you know that you can't really do that. And I think that the message that you need to hear from this is a general reading, so this can go a few different ways, but I feel like the one that I want to share with you, or the one that's coming through a little bit more, is that when your situation comes around, when you start hitting that rebirth situation after this death stagnation, when the universe starts giving you the vision that you want, and you have to pick that vision amongst the many cups, the many opportunities that are available to you, when whatever it is that you want, or you're longing for, or you're hoping for, comes back around to you, I feel like the person or the people or the situation is going to allow you to call the shots. You're not going to have to be like, I'm calling the shots, or like you don't have to create that kind of situation or be that really tough grizzly bear that you may feel like you need to be with this Queen of Wands. The situation or the person will put the decision to you, and it will be done, I think, in a very nice way that isn't going to put you on the spot, isn't going to raise up your ego, that will maybe force you to make a decision that you don't want to make just because of pride or something like that, or because of past hurts. I feel like the decision is going to be yours. The calling the shots is going to ultimately be yours, and it's going to feel good, and it's going to be nice. So don't worry about how this whole new situation shows up or how it materializes. Don't be concerned about that. Don't be too much in the grizzly bear outer casing situation. Know that like the universe again is working overtime for you in the background, and it's going to create situations and paths to situations that feel good and that you will naturally go with instead of trying to fight against. So, because you may be worried that you're going to fight against something that's good for you because of hurts or something like that, and I don't feel like you need to worry about that. Everything will be done in a way that allows you to make the best choice for you and the situation, and it will all align with you getting the vision that you want, that you've been wanting. So that wraps up the reading for this month, Capricorn. Thank you so much for watching. Happy birthday to all the December Capricorns. I forgot to wish the Sagittarius December babies happy birthday to them, but happy birthday to you, Capricorn. And I hope you have a wonderful December. I don't know that it will necessarily feel very wonderful to you, but I really still hope that you feel it. We're about to hit 2020. Remember that good things, your vision is going to start materializing. It's going to start around the end of January, so you have something to look forward to for the new year. So happy 2020. I will see you in my January 2020 videos, so looking forward to that. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope I earned your like and your subscribe, and I will see you then.